Hi everyone, and today our presentation will have an analysis of Mother to Son written by Loxton Hughes, and here are our group members. And I'm Caroline, and I will be responsible for the introduction part. First is about the poet Loxton Hughes. Hughes was an American poet, novelist, and he playwright and short story. And he grew up as a poor boy from Missouri and a descendant of African people who had been taken to America as slaves. And Hughes helped other Black Americans to see themselves as part of a much bigger group of people through his words and works, like the poetry he wrote. And the next is the historical context of this poem. And the Mother to Son was written in the earlier 1920s and was first published in 1922. And this poem is about the struggles of the Black community during the 20th century. And during that quite difficult time, there were lots of limitations for Black people. For example, where the Black people lived and where they worked, and even have some separate schools for Black people. And let's talk about this poem. First, I want to talk about the poet and the speaker. The point of this poetry is Hughes, but the speaker is not Hughes. When you read this poem, you will find that the speaker of this poetry is an African American mother. So do not assume the poet is the speaker. And next will come Rainie.
Hi, this is Rainie, and in this part, I'm going to give you an overall interpretation of the poem. So, the theme of this poem is racism and perseverance. And to convey this theme to the readers, the speaker used climbing stairs as a central metaphor. But what is a central metaphor? A metaphor directly compares one thing to another for effect. And the central metaphor is the metaphor that lasts for the entire poem. So in this poem, the speaker uses climbing stairs as a central metaphor and compares the Black people's life in the racist society to climbing stairs. And this comparison is made throughout the poem. So through using this central metaphor, the speaker describes the difficulties and obstacles that the African American faced in the society. However, in the last few lines, as you can see in the highlighted parts, that the speaker also told his son that though they have gone through a lot of obstacles, she told her son not to give up, and the idea of perseverance is therefore channeled to the audience. Another prominent feature of this poem is its language use, and as you can see that the speaker dropped the G in all those ing ending words, and this is one of the phonological feature of the African American vernacular English, which is a kind of English used in the African American community. And by using such a language, the speaker reinforces her identity as an African American. So next is Roy.
Okay, so I'm Roy, and I'm an English major student and senior. This is the last year to be here. And so I'd like to tell you about the extended metaphor and the symbols contained in this poem. So first I'd like to explain a little bit about what is the extended metaphor. The extended metaphor is a collection metaphor that extends over the course of the multiple lines, paragraphs, or stanzas of the prose or poetry. So now let's look at what the extended metaphors contained in this poem. So over the whole poem, we can see that there is a very permanent metaphor in this poem. That is the crystal stair. And this is not the stair that the mother in this poem is climbing. However, instead she climbs a broken stair that had tacks on it, the splinters, the broad torn up, and the place with no carpet on the floor. So from the previous introduction, we can know that the mother here is a black mother. So here she uses the gorgeous, the precious, and the easy to climb crystal stair to compare the superiority of the white people, and different from the broken stair she is climbing. The crystal stair that the white people is climbing seems to be so beautiful and easy to climb. So this is the extended metaphor for the unfair treatment of the suffered by the black people in the white society. It seems like that the black people, they are trying to climb a broken stair which is not easy to climb, while the white people, they climb the beautiful stair without much. They can get to the top without much effort. So to survive, in order to survive in the white society, the black people need to pay a lot of they need to work very hard. And next, we can see that there are a lot of nouns like tacks, splinters, boards turned up, and places with no carpet on the floor. And these are the symbols to say that there are many difficulties on the road of erasing the racial discrimination. And also this shows the difficulties that the black people faced in their way to survive in the white society. And also you can see in the 12th line there is a word called dark, and this also shows the difficulties that the black people face. However, there is a word light in the 13th line, and this means that in the end of the road, there will be a hope. Everything is hopeful, and all these efforts will have a beautiful end. So that is why the black mother, she keep to climb the broken stairs, even though it is very hard, and she encouraged her boy to keep climbing, because there is a hope at the end of the stair. There is a bright future for them. So this is my part, and the next Sheila will give you a conclusion. Okay.
conclusion.
Oh, sorry, not a conclusion.
Hi, I'm Sheila, and I'm also senior this year. Next, I'll discuss the repetition in the poem. The first is a repetition of sound S. As you can see here, there are a lot of words have the sound S in the poem, like the crystal stairs, splitters, places, and find. When I read these words, you will feel that the S has a very hard sound. So it reinforces the overall meaning of the poem, that it is about a mother who told her son the difficulties and also the obstacles he would encounter in his lifetime. And next is a repetition of the word and. Here are two groups of and in the poem. As a conjunction, this word and creates a pause, but as it occurs at the beginning of every single sentence, it also puts the emphasis on each of the words to show that each of these words are equally important. And that means the first group of and connects these symbols, splitters, boards, and places that represent the challenges. And the second group here indicates the lifelong journey that the speakers carried out, and how this speaker told her son to go on without fear. And the next is a repetition of this line: life for me ought to be no crystal stairs. One these
to repetitive lines creates the musical quality, and also reinforce our central metaphor that the crystal stairs is designed for those privileged class, and the speakers and her song as the ethnic minorities would have a life that is full of bias and challenges. And also the negative statement here, art, also give us a sense that the speakers showed his content for those who have a very advantaged background. And to summarize our presentation, we chose a poem Modern to Song by Humes, and its main themes are the rhythm and perseverance. And to achieve these themes, the poet relies on the central metaphor, the language, the extended metaphor, and also the repetition. And that is our reference page. Thank you.